Supermarket Simulator took everyone by surprise, and it took over the entirety of the gaming community. Purely looking at the numbers of sales on Steam, it's ranked 123rd now, which puts Supermarket Simulator on the levels of games like Overwatch 2 and Cyberpunk 2077. And I played a lot of this game to understand why the fuck this stupid looking game is so popular, and why I believe that this game will eventually fall off and die. When you first open the game, you notice a couple of things. One is that the game is incredibly unpolished and bare bones. The second is that once you open a game, closing the game becomes extremely difficult. Supermarket Simulator shows that with a good enough concept, anyone can make a little game like this and get massive success. The gameplay loop is incredibly simple. All you do in the beginning of the game is opening the store, manning the register, buying more products to sell, then restocking the products. Use the money to expand the store, and the cycle continues. It's such a simple concept, yet it works so well. I think that the reason why this game is so fun is because you can rearrange the store as much as you want. And there's depth to how you want to rearrange your shelves and items in this simple system, because you have to make the choice. How many shelves of flour do I need? Do I put bread next to cereal or next to potatoes? The whole thing just turns to a puzzle, and it's one of the most addictive puzzles in a while. I decided for my own playthrough to take out the biggest loan that I could so I don't go bankrupt. I then proceeded to buy the more expensive products so that I could make more money. And I saved a lot of money by not buying any of the store expansion upgrades, because I found walking space to be way too expensive. Customers in my game don't even get that. I decided on a store where walking space is only for restocking and checking the shelves. And I found a way to do just that by blocking the entrance, and it somehow worked. Now all the customers have superpowers and the items just flying straight into their hands. Eventually I got more money, and I was able to hire restockers and cashiers. And I was able to live in comfort in my supermarket from then on. No more loans, and rent and wages are easy to pay off. The only thing that matters from this point on was generating as much profit as possible. And the amount of rearranging I have to do with the products that I have is getting a bit insane though. Same thing with the number of boxes everywhere. At least I don't have to restock or check the customers out myself now. But that comes at the cost of the entire game just becoming a storage simulator. The actual fun part for me is when I get to rearrange a store and storage room, making sure that there's always enough products and making sure that the products are the correct price. And this is just how I personally approach the game, because I find it fun. Go through gameplay videos of other people and you'll see that my store looks completely different from any other store. And although people might have the same building blocks, every store looks completely different. It's something that hasn't been spoken about yet, since every store in the world has a different layout. Everyone playing this game will have a slightly different layout in their minds for Supermarket Simulator. Even stores from the same chain in real life have slightly different layouts due to building constraints or probably other things that I'm not aware of. Let me know in the comments below how you built your supermarket. I believe that right now the game will slowly die out unless there's a new update. Supermarket Simulator was made by one person. This one guy called Kanias made the game in 4 months on his own. Honestly, that's a cool story on its own. In my playthrough, I only found one bug that was really fucking annoying. And here's the restocker. You can hire this guy, he'll take items from the storage room and he'll put them on the shelves for you. But if you try to rearrange a shelf that this restocker is trying to restock, he'll sometimes just get stuck. And I tried so hard to make him work again, only to find out that all I had to do was reset the shelf and restart the game. That works every time, by the way, but it's very fucking annoying when it happens in-game and you just don't know how to fix it. I'm glad that other players have found solutions, but it's still super annoying. Besides this one bug are a multitude of other things that kinda just feel bad when you actually sit down for a longer play session. And let's start with the boxes. There's too many boxes. There's no workers that you can hire that'll put items from outside into your storage room. I'm literally just playing Storage Room Simulator at this point, and I can spend the whole in-game day ordering items, putting the boxes that come falling down from the sky into the storage room. It kinda just gets boring after a while. The game also just gets incredibly repetitive, and that amazing game cycle that I talked about earlier, it's a love-hate relationship right now. And I think it's because there's no variation. Even though the store grows, it feels like a very predictable growth. I don't believe there's anything new to unlock after getting all the restockers, the cashiers, and the freezer products and the cleaning products. It's all just the same but with slight variation. If you play a game, you play a game looking for excitement, more things to unlock as you explore the world. A simple example of this would be Stardew Valley. It's a simple game about farming, but after a few in-game days, you unlock a whole mine for you to explore. Or maybe let's look at something smaller. When you plant your first parsnip seeds and pluck it when it's grown, the first instinct is to go out and buy more seeds with the money you just made. Now you get a bunch of different plants that you can grow with various growth times, how much the plant produces, whether or not it's a plant that keeps growing or plants that just won't grow outside of their own season. And that's just one little aspect of Stardew Valley. I'm not saying that Supermarket Simulator should be on that level. That's not even fair. I'm just saying that the lack of variation in gameplay is what's preventing me from playing more, even though I want to. Stardew Valley introduces new places, new mechanics, new items, and more as you progress. In Supermarket, you just get a bunch of items that are basically the same, but with a different texture. Can you tell me the difference between the mechanics of flour from a blue bag versus the basic pasta from the packet? I really tried playing more, but there just isn't anything worth it for me anymore, and I played until store level 55. Don't get me wrong though, I find this game incredibly well put together. Something made in 4 months by a single person just kinda looks like this. I'm not sure how proficient Kanyas is in managing a business or a team, nor do I know how good he is at building games in the first place. Does he even have a history in coding? It's all a mystery. I'm hoping that he and his newfound team can build this game into something even better than it is right now, in a way that will iron out the issues that I and others in the community mentioned. Other small things that bothered me were how customers seemingly come in way past closing hours. Of course, you can just go to the next day as soon as the clock hits 9 p.m, but it's something that happens every day and it's very predictable. I don't even have to wait a period of time without customers or anything like that. It's just one stream of customers after 4 or 6 p.m. until way past closing time at 9 p.m. There's also not a lot of customer models or variations in them. After a while, they kind of feel the same, and although it's fun to see the same customers every now and then, because that's kind of the feeling that you get from a regular, I just get bored staring at the same customer every day. After a while, you kind of have seen everyone and there's nothing new to look out for anymore. Let's talk about the in-game computer. I hate this thing so much. The computer is how you order products, get loans, hire people, and just everything else that you'd need to do. It functions as the in-game menu to get everything done, and I love that kind of game design. The UI is in the world instead of just on your screen all the time. Even though the graphics aren't that good and I just chat on the fact that customers feel the same, I feel immersed in this world. But for some reason, I couldn't figure out why the computer felt so fucking awful for me. It's a simple concept, right? You click the buttons to pay for things and to make things happen. But then I tried comparing it to an Amazon store page and it finally clicked. There's no feedback. If you hover your mouse over buttons on this computer, nothing happens. It really messes up with my sense of where my mouse is, and I keep finding myself checking where my mouse is, whether or not I'm misclicking. I like going fast in this game because I'm thinking about other things while I'm ordering olive oil for the 22nd time. It's time and effort spent on something that the developer should be focusing on that I, as a player, don't even want to think about. And even when you're done ordering everything that you want, you have to go to the shopping cart and press order. Why is this a separate menu? Even Amazon and AliExpress have a button to instantly buy something nowadays. There's no reason why the products list and the shopping cart couldn't be on the same page so that you can just click order now whenever you want, and also so you can review whatever the fuck you clicked. But that's not even all of it. What about the fucking clicking sound whenever I click in-game? My mouse in real life already clicks. I don't need to hear it again on a delay. That's the important part for me. I click on anything in Supermarket Simulator, I hear my fucking real life mouse clicking, and then I hear the in-game mouse clicking. It's jarring, and there's no reason to have it in-game. That's everything I wanted to say about the computer. I want to bring your attention to the cash registers, specifically when you're in one of them. I don't know why I like playing this minigame. It's satisfying, and that's all I know how to articulate myself on this topic. I do have small issues besides the NPC being the same. We already mentioned that twice now. It's the font for when you have to give people that changing. I can't for the life of me read whether it says 20, 50, or 40. I can't read it. It's literally the only thing that ruins it for me right now. I don't see why either the font couldn't be in a more readable font or it's zoomed in like with the card payment thing. One more thing I wanted to mention was that the customers seemingly buy random things at random intervals. It will be so amazing to see the introduction of several stereotypical characters, like the housewife who buys literally everything that the family would need, or the drunkard who comes in to buy alcohol and a bunch of frozen pizzas. Or what about the busy office man who comes in for a cola and a box of sushi? Have them come in at different points of time. Have you seen a grocery store during a day, especially during a week where popular items are on sale? I don't think I've ever seen that many moms come together. Lucky for us, there are mods available for this game, and people really just thought, okay, I like this game so much, I'm just gonna fix it myself. And to be honest, a lot of these mods seem very attractive. They do fix a lot of the issues that I have, big ones and small pet peeves, and some that I don't really care about, but it's nice to see the option there. I'm honestly not the type to mod my games unless I'm really going for a game. I think it's annoying that I have to think about game balance, because if you install a mod, why not just install a mod that gives you infinite of a resource? I personally don't want to sift through a bunch of mods until I find a mod pack that I like either. It's just not something that I want to spend my time on. Kanyas, the game developer, has stated on his Discord that he has put together a team to update the game, but the last update was over 2 months ago. No clue when we're gonna get it, but I'm excited for it. If you like this video, please subscribe. We're so close to 400 subscribers, and every little bit of support means everything to me.